Good morning. You're joining us live here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. This morning, I'll be rounding up for you over the next 10 minutes all of the top stories that we're tracking. Of course, the big headline of the day is the Prime Minister's visit to Varanasi. Yesterday, he was there to inaugurate the Kashi Vishwanath corridor, but it's a two-day visit. So today too, while he is going to be visiting different parts of Varanasi, the biggest focus is going to be on his meeting with BJP-ruled chief ministers and deputy CMs. Many of them are currently in Varanasi. There's going to be a brainstorming session, a meeting that we're being told will last for about 4-5 hours, where the Prime Minister will speak about good governance, about fighting COVID, about the vaccination drive, the Omicron threat. All of that will be brought up, and of course the political messaging in the run-up to the UP elections. So that's going to be the biggest highlight of the Prime Minister's visit in Varanasi today. Yesterday, of course, he did inaugurate the Kashi Vishwanath corridor. He was there for an elaborate puja, also had addressed the gathering there, speaking about what the Kashi Vishwanath corridor will really do as far as giving Varanasi a facelift. Interestingly, he had an action-packed day. It started about 10 in the morning, went on all the way till the night, and then at about 1 a.m. in the morning, the Prime Minister again stepped out to visit different parts of Varanasi. So he was seen interacting with a lot of locals, and all of this was very sudden. Many of the residents didn't know that the Prime Minister is going to be there. He was with the UP Chief Minister. They were seen interacting with several locals. He was waving at them, and then he visited the Banaras railway station. And this was, if you look at the pictures, there's also a clock above that says it was about 1 a.m. or so, which is when he visited the Banaras station. The idea reportedly was to ensure that people aren't inconvenienced, but at the same time the Prime Minister gets a sense of how his constituency looks, and that's why he visited the likes of the railway station to see what kind of development work has been done and what are the kind of facilities that people have. So today, as I mentioned, the Prime Minister is going to be holding this meeting with 12 chief ministers, 9 deputy CMs. All of them are currently there. Again, let me highlight that these are from BJP ruled states. We understand that every state CM will be doing a presentation of sorts, giving details of the progress card in their respective state on governance, on different aspects really. And then the Prime Minister is also going to discuss with them. It's a brainstorming session where he discusses what needs to be done, how to better governance, how to better delivery. All of that is what this discussion will be. Besides that, we understand that the Prime Minister today is going to be visiting the Swarved Mahamandir Dham. This has the world's largest meditation center. So yesterday, after taking a holy dip in the Ganga, offering prayers to Ma Ganga, today we're going to see him meditate here at the Swarved Mahamandir Dham. So that's what's lined up for the Prime Minister today. And considering it's in the run-up to an election, of course, everything he does is going to be politically significant, politically symbolic, as many also indicated with that holy dip in the Ganga yesterday that the Prime Minister undertook. And unexpectedly, really, you're seeing expectedly a lot of political reactions, but unexpectedly some low blows. Akhilesh Yadav, the SP chief, while commenting about the Prime Minister's visit to Varanasi, made a comment that's earned him a lot of brickbats. Many have come out to condemn what he said. Essentially what he said is that let Prime Minister go to Kashi, let him spend all the time he wants there. People choose to spend their last days in Kashi. A very distasteful remark, one that's been slammed by the BJP left, right and center. Akhilesh and the SP has come out to state that, this was in reference to political career, to the BJP not coming back to power in the Uttar Pradesh. But the way Akhilesh said it, he essentially said he can stay for how many months he wants. People go to Banaras in their final days. This is exactly what he said, which is why people have said that, look, whichever way you meant for it to be interpreted, it simply wasn't the kind of statement that someone makes. It's not a statement in the right taste. So there's a lot of controversy about this kind of a comment. The BJP has in fact said that, what else can we expect from someone who's been hailing Mohammed Jinnah and the like. So there's been a lot of this kind of attacks on Akhilesh. The words he used were Akhri Din in Banaras. So over that, there's been a lot of controversy, with many slamming Akhilesh Yadav, saying that this is simply uncalled for. We'll be getting you the latest political reactions on what Akhilesh has said on the Prime Minister's visit to Varanasi and much, much more. The battle for Uttar Pradesh clearly heating up. We've got months to go really for the elections in the state, and this is one of the most important elections for the BJP and for all other parties involved, because we know what's at stake as far as UP is concerned. All right, another story that we're tracking this morning is one that's got social media abuzz about COVID cases in India, the Omicron scare. Amid that, and remember, I just want you to keep in mind that Maharashtra has the maximum Omicron cases currently. Amid that, there have been a new set of guidelines that have been issued. Almost every state government has said that, look, be careful, don't let your guard down. A bunch of Bollywood celebrities haven't heeded that advice. They've let their guard down. They held dinner parties. This was a dinner party hosted by Karan Johar that's now turning out to be a super spreader event, because people who attended that event have tested positive for COVID. Kareena Kapoor Khan has tested positive. Amrita Arora has tested positive. Mahip Kapoor has tested positive. Seema Khan, reportedly the one who had mild symptoms and despite that attended the party, is reportedly the one who gave the virus and transmitted the virus to the other celebrities there. Now, all the others who were present at that party, Karan Johar including, have been tested. Now their results are awaited. We're expecting that it will come anytime now. But all of this is very worrying, because not just clearly did the celebrities let their guard down, this could turn out to be hugely concerning for the BMC authorities. Just one look at the social media handles of some of these actors would tell you that this isn't the only get-together that they've attended. They've attended many more such dinner parties, many more such events, which means that they could have transmitted the virus to others. So now the BMC has its mammoth task of identifying all primary and secondary contacts, people who they came in touch with via these kind of meet and greets that they've had, then those people who they've come in touch with, their family members. It's going to be a huge task for authorities. But right now, several celebrities have come out with statements. Kareena Kapoor also has put out a statement on her Instagram where she said that she's only experiencing mild symptoms. She is quarantined in her home and all steps are being taken to ensure that nobody else gets the virus. So at this point, there are a lot of questions about whether the celebrities here clearly let their guard down, whether they were being irresponsible and careless, particularly because of the fact that right now everyone's talking about the Omicron variant and how it's spreading in 63 countries and counting. Here in India also there are so many cases that have been reported, and again let me highlight that the state of Maharashtra has the maximum cases of Omicron. As far as these celebrities are concerned, we don't have details of whether they're carriers of Omicron. That is something that genome sequencing will confirm. Right now, it will take a couple of days really for the confirmation on that front. But as I mentioned, all the other celebrities who were in that event have in fact all been tested now. We're awaiting their results as well. Let's keep our fingers crossed that this doesn't turn out to be a lot more people testing positive and this becoming some sort of a super spreader event. And as we talk about Omicron also, I know a lot of you are very concerned about whether we're going to be seeing booster doses being introduced in India. We'll have to hold on for a bit more. There's been no announcement that's been made yet at this point. And that's because discussions are still happening. The government panels who look into these kind of details are still figuring out how to go about this. They've now sought details from Serum Institute of India. Remember, Serum Institute has applied for permission to go ahead with booster shots. So they've instead told Serum Institute to conduct trials in India. They're saying, don't quote international data to us, conduct trials of the booster doses here in India, give us a clear justification of why there's a need for a booster dose, and then we can go about it. So that is what of course remains to be seen, whether the trials give out results that the government panel then feels warrants the nod for a booster dose or not. So this could take a bit of time. If you were expecting an announcement in the coming days, that in all likelihood is not going to happen. There is a process that's laid out that must be followed in these circumstances. So these are stories that we will get you the latest updates on here on India Today. Of course, the live updates on the Prime Minister's visit to Varanasi remains our top focus. We will also be getting you all the latest updates on this big Bollywood COVID scare that I just told you about. For the